Hello Drone Racers, I'm Mark, and today on Drone Racer 101 I'm going to take a look at the production release of the FuriousFPV Smart Power Case. It's here. It has two 18650 batteries inside. I've already put them inside and tested it out. I figured it out just so I knew what I was talking about when I showed it to you. It comes in a small package, but there are several important things in it, including a screwdriver. You get a screwdriver with this, and you get a screwdriver with this because the battery door screws on. We've got two screws that hold this on. So it's not one where you're going to be quick changing the batteries on this. You can do it, but I think it's made to be more of a permanent solution, seeing those screws in place there. That does make it a little bit of a pain to charge this, except it also comes with this. So this is great. This connects onto the balance lead and then gives you an XT60 and a balance connector. Super easy to charge this in. Usually with the rest of these that I've got, I take out the batteries and charge them in a separate charger. But in this, I'll actually probably use this because it's going to be so easy. I really, really like this. I do think it's interesting that it's all charging through the balance connector here and not through the output cord. It's probably because of the advanced circuitry here. They don't want the charge going back through this way. I don't have a problem with that. This will work out just fine for me. It also does come with a little bitty manual that shows you the overview of what it does and then kind of a menu of the structure. Now I was able to figure it out without this, so it's pretty easy, which is nice. But if you want it, there is a whole flowchart on how it works. So how it works. So you just push the button and it will turn on the screen. You can see the voltage for the battery, so you can do that without turning it on. It's not outputting any power out this connector lead right now. So it's just sitting here. If I just want to see what the voltage is there, and it will turn off automatically saying, okay, I guess you didn't want to do anything right now. So my other options are from here. I have two options. If I want to turn it on, I press and then I press and hold, and then that'll move across, and now it's on. So here it shows me my voltage, it shows me how long it's been on. There's a name here, so it defaults to FuriousFPV, but I'll change this to Drone Racer 101. That way when you're at the track and everybody has one of these, like, oh, is that mine or yours? And I don't want to write on the outside of it with a Sharpie, that would be tacky. I can put my name on this. It also shows you the temperature of the battery and then how many milliamp hours you have output on this. So right now there's no load on it. It's not really doing anything. If I plug in something, so now I can see that I'm putting a load on it. It's 0.25 amps, and there I've used 1 milliamp hour. So the load on this from a Dock-King, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, isn't very strong, and it will run for a long time. And I like the fact, I didn't notice earlier when I was looking at this, that top bar is a graph of charge. So I can see it's just a bar graph, and I can see I'm pretty much fully charged now, which is correct. And then as that goes, at a glance when I turn it on, I can see what my charge level is at. So then if I want to turn this off, if I just hold it down accidentally, it won't turn off. What you do is you click, and then you click and hold, and you'll see that. Did you see it move? It was in slow motion. You can see where the name was. The bar moves across the screen. So that's great information. It showed me, for one thing, that it was 20 degrees centigrade, and I'm in the United States, and I don't want to do ×9 divided by 5 plus 32 every time. So here I'll do this again. I'll push the button on, and now you see it was 1/3 of the way across the screen. If I press it, and I press it again, now I'm 2/3, and I press it again. Now I go into the menu. So I have a couple of options here. If I click, it will exit because I'm on the exit screen now. If I click and hold, it will go to the next page. So I have low voltage, so now I'll go in and take a look at my low voltage settings. So what's nice here is it will go through and give me options on what I want my low voltage setting to be for my batteries. So if I want them to say, I want to say 3.4 volts per cell is fine, then that's good. I can set that there. I'll set it back to 7. I think that's probably good for this. It'll last forever anyway. And now I'll exit. So the next page is high voltage. So here's what I can tell it. If I'm using different batteries that don't use the standard voltage, I can change this so that way my bar graph is going to be correct. That's what I'm assuming. Max. I think what this is saying is what the maximum output draw should be. In this case, 1.5 amps. Most of our goggles aren't going to draw more than that, so that shouldn't be a problem. But if you want to adjust this for any reason, you can do that. So I'll set an alarm. So here it defaults to none. This is just a maximum timer. So I will like this. I have a tendency to leave things on, and I want it to remind me if I leave something running. I think I'll set mine to 90 minutes. That sounds good. I might change this later, but if I'm doing something for more than 90 minutes, something's probably gone wrong. Okay, here's the one I'm kind of dreading, call sign. So FuriousFPV, I want to change this. This is going to be painful. If you hold down, it will go through and go through all the screens. So I want to, oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, getting it on the first one is really tough. I'm going to click and hold. I'm going to exit. If I go back in, nope, that'll exit, that'll go back in, hold it down just right. Oh, come on. Ah, my reactions are not fast enough. This is why I'm not a high-end racer. Got it. Okay, so now if I click, it will go through all the way. Look at that. So click, 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 click. Oh, my arm's gonna hurt by the time I'm done with this. There. Now my finger hurts. My finger red. Look at that. There's a dent in my finger. You see that there? Look at that. And my arm hurts. But look at that. That's pretty good. There's not quite enough letters for me to get the full name in there, but that's pretty nice. So now everybody can tell, hey, this is my battery, and I don't think anybody's going to go switch that if they try and steal it. So there we also have Cutoff. So this is when it says, all right, no, I'm done. I'm going to give up. I don't want to ruin these cells. I'm actually going to increase this to 6 volts. So that's the maximum for it. I'm good with that. I think 3 volts per cell is as low as I want to go. And then temperature. So here we go, and we can set it to, there we go, Fahrenheit. That will just work for me. Sorry, everybody else in the world, not in America. So exit, and there we go. So now I will do a quick press and a hold, and it'll go all the way across. And now it tells me it's 86 degrees, which I can understand. And it says Droner 101, which I do drone on and on about this kind of stuff sometimes, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. There's how you set it. There's all the settings you've got. There's the screen. This is not the printed case. This is a nice molded plastic case. And I really, really like it. I don't care if my goggles have a battery. I don't know if I'll use this with my goggles. That's not what I got it for. I got it for this. This is my Dock-King, and I've got the 5.8 gigahertz module in here right now. And here's one of the tricks. So this is nice because it's magnetic, but if you try and attach other batteries to it, you gotta kind of hang them off or hang off the side or whatnot. And watch this. There we go. It's made, it just sticks. There's magnets built into this. So now you can also stick this right on something else if it's magnetic, so you can continue to use this. Now I did try and hang this off the side of something, and it doesn't work so well hanging off the side. So it's really a case where you've got to be able to set something flat, but then it will stay stuck. And if you want to stick this to your tripod though, if that's what you've been doing, you had a connector on the tripod before, well, you kind of lose that with this. Oh, see there, it turned off on me. Or I think it gave me a low warning. Yeah. Says, hey, you're not doing anything. Whatever it is turned off, but you unplugged it but left this turned on. That's kind of nice. I like this because I have a really bad habit of plugging things in and forgetting about them completely. So as I was saying, once this is stuck on here, if I still want to use this on a tripod, which I'm probably going to do, I also got this. This is just a tripod mount on a magnet, and it sticks on the bottom there. So now I can mount this once again when I've got these big antennas on my tripod and not have it in the way, and I've got a nice little stack going. I really like the system they've come up with for this. I almost wish it was thicker and I could screw it all together somehow. I don't know exactly how they would achieve that. It'd be a little nicer that way, but you've also got screws here to mount other things, like this FuriousFPV DVR module that I'll be testing tomorrow, hopefully. That is made so it will just screw right on the top there and plug in, and it'll sit and record for you, just as part of this stack. So I'm just gonna permanently leave this in this stack. This is one of the nice things. You can leave that plugged in all the time and not have to worry about it. And then when you want to turn on your Dock-King, you just slide across, and there it's on. It's partially because of the big 5.8 gigahertz antenna on here that I want to do this, but there's other things like the FuriousFPV 2.4 gigahertz receiver and VTX that come as a combo here. This has even bigger antennas, although they're not quite as big as I thought. See, this is the 2.4 gigahertz patch. We'll be reviewing this as soon as I can. It's really not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really big and obnoxious. But I think I probably will end up with one of IB Crazy's 2.4 gigahertz pepper boxes, which is quite a bit bigger. So we'll see. That's how big a 2.4 circular polarized antenna is. I had heard some people worry that this was going to be too big, and I really don't think it is. Here's the FatShark 18650 case, and it's pretty much the same. It's a little bit bigger. You can see it sticks out just a little bit more. It's maybe a little bit wider. It's not quite as long by just a smidge. It's pretty much exactly the same though. I don't think it's a big enough deal for anybody to care. I suppose someone will complain about the weight difference, so let's find out. Honestly, the batteries probably make more of a difference. 132 grams, 145 grams, so it's 13 grams heavier. I also have the USB charging one, which is 92. This one is actually my favorite Goggle battery because it's USB charging. I did a review just on this. I like that I can just leave these plugged into USB and keep them charged whenever I need them. They don't run quite as long as these, so this will last a lot longer than this does. But I don't fly long enough that this has ever been a problem. But this doesn't have a button on it. So if you want a button for your goggles, here you go. And I'm really impressed. I really like the naming. I really like the information on the screen. I think that is really handy. And I really, really appreciate that it came with this cable so I don't have to take it apart to charge it. It's a little bit more than the FatShark versions, and you have to buy batteries for it. But I think this over the FatShark ones that takes the 18650s is probably well worth the price difference. I don't think it replaces this one with the USB connection completely, just because I find this one very convenient for me. I like the USB charging. But I think that's pretty much everything you can show for this one. So if you found this useful, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know which one you want to see next, the DVR module or the 2.4 gigahertz system. Just in case anybody isn't sure, I will be using that with the FreeSky 900 megahertz system. You do not want to use that video with your standard 2.4 gigahertz radio. So until next time, remember, I think I need to find a new way to close out the video. Sometimes it's just too hard to think of something funny.